First day of camp. Obviously, you've been working out with the team all summer. You went through spring ball, but how's the camaraderie of the team? How did everybody come together with all these new players?
I mean, it feels great, especially I actually didn't go through spring ball, had a surgery, so it feels great to be back out here, especially like being into it. I was kind of watching from the sidelines and learning some things like that. So to actually be out there with the team and the new players, it feels great.
You mentioned surgery in spring. What happened? Did you point to your hip there?
Yeah, I had a hip surgery, so it was minor. It went well. I had it February 9th, so I was just out for the spring, and then summer I got back to it.
Cool. So you've been back for a couple months now.
Yeah, since like end of May.
Feeling good?
Oh yeah, I feel great.
Awesome.
Cole, Chad Morris, the new wide receiver coach, just was it, with his background, within high school football and college football, especially at Clemson, just what's it like having him as the new wide receivers coach?
I love Coach Morris. He's a real knowledgeable person. He's been through it all, different teams, every level, high school, college. So I feel like he has a lot of knowledge as far as helping us with whether that's blocking, drill tape, hands on, hands off, anything like that. And even life lessons. Like he always just tells us it's not about football. If we have any concerns or anything, any problems at home, he's still there for us. He always giving us different tips and reminders before we actually start the meeting that have nothing to do with football. So, he helps us on and off the field.
This offense has potential, to take that another really big step. Just what does this offense need to do to get to the point to where y'all are much better than y'all were last year?
Really just forget about last year. Come and every single day it's a new day. Just hone in on your craft and just like my homeboy Max Harris said, do your 111. So do your job and you should be good. I mean, just keep working. Practice, film, anything like that. Just come and try to be better each and every day.
With Jordan McLeod coming in at quarterback, just what did you learn from him? Like, even though you were dealing with him, what did you learn from him during the spring and summer? Just how he is as a quarterback and how he operates.
Really, he knows. You know what I'm saying. He's been doing this for a long time, and you can just tell he's a real knowledgeable person. Even when I was out, I really got to watch him instead of actually being out there. I really got to watch and see the way that he places the ball as soon as you're coming off of a cut or anything like that. And now that I'm out there, just the way he adjusts to each receiver quickly, he's a great person.
You see a big difference between him and Finley, catching balls, or just how he deals with the locker room? Like, what's the difference between Jordan and TJ Finley from last year?
Really, the only difference, I mean, both of them really, do their. Gotcha. Both of them are really good players. I feel the only difference that I can see, being out there, I just had to adjust a little bit. TJ's a bigger guy. So, I mean, naturally his arm strength is crazy. And Jordan, he's smaller compared to TJ Finley. So I just had to adjust to catching the ball a little differently. But as far as playing, they both have their strengths. It's not really too hard to, And TJ's a lefty. That makes a huge difference. The ball comes off their hand a little differently.
Cole, obviously you're no stranger to like when the expectations are big. Your season ain't carnival. You can go to Katy Pato and all that.
Oh yeah.
Was it when the expectations are high and so much more is expected of y'all? Like, how do y'all deal with those expectations?
Really, we don't even too much worry about those. I mean, I know Coach likes to call it rat poison. So we don't even worry about that. We just work on, the stuff that we have to work on. And I mean, the expectations are cool, but it'd be a lot worse if we didn't meet those expectations. So, just coming in each and every day and, what we did last year was cool. 8-5 is not cool to me personally. 5 losses is crazy. So, that 8-5 first year, cool. But now we're trying to, go undefeated and things like that. So just coming in each and every day and working.
And what does this team need to do to, as you're saying, to get to the level where y'all are a perfect 12-0?
Each and every week, don't worry about, UTSA or South Alabama or big games here and there. We worried about what we have going on right now. And then when we get to Lamar, worry about Lamar and just take it week by week.
When you first came here, obviously there wasn't an end zone complex. Y'all still with the old turf, but now seeing like all the changes happening, what does it mean to see, kind of this investment being poured into the football program?
I mean, it feels great. It makes everything a lot better. Kids like to have new turf and have new facilities. At the end of the day, it's just football, but those things do make it a lot better and just make you want to come out here and that what I'm saying, all the other people are pouring into you, and it just makes you not want to let them down.
Do you have to ask, like, playing the new NCAA football game, just have you got a chance to play? Just what are your first thoughts about it?
Oh yeah, I play it all the time. Got it as soon as it came out. It's really fun, especially like knowing different people, whether it's on this team or other teams. It's just fun playing with your friends. Growing up, I mean, the game hasn't been out in 10 years, and you were little playing it, but now you're actually in the game. You don't even have to create your player; it's already there. So just playing with your teammates is really fun. My only issue is the 90 speed. That's a little crazy.
So you're faster? Is that why you
Yeah, most definitely.
What's it like playing with you? Playing as yourself, learning yourself in a game. Is it surreal? What's that?
Yeah, it's really fun. And the funny thing about it is, especially, playing your other teammates, they want to use Texas State too. So it's like whenever they throw the ball to me and I go score, it's like, can I even be mad?
How's Josh Eaton on defense?
Oh yeah. Lockdown.
Who's the best gamer on the team?
Best gamer on the team? That's a good question. I really don't know because I'm not really a gamer myself like that. So I couldn't tell you, but I'm going to just give it to the best player I didn't play so far is probably Chris Dunn. So I'll give it to Chris Dunn.
I thought it would have been special teams, kicker or something.
I don't know.
With this, there seems to be a lot of hype around this team going into it. Feels like from our perspective, more hype than going into last year. You talked about the rat poison, and how do you push that aside and not give in to that? It's almost the opposite of last year, where it's just like people are down on you. This year they're really high. How do you push that aside and continue to do the mission you guys have at hand?
Really just not worry about it at all. Sometimes I try to stay off of social media and just things like that. Whenever we come here, we're here for one thing and one thing only, and that's to handle business. So whenever we're in the facility, we're worried about our coaches, our players, and, our plays and the things that we have to handle. We don't too much worry about the media.
You were mentioning one game at a time, not worrying about trying not to get too ahead on the season. But with losses last season, you mentioned 8-5 wasn't cool to you, but there were losses to like UTSA, Troy, some of these games, Louisiana, some of these teams that have had Texas State's number for a little while. UTSA is 5-0, Louisiana's 10-0 versus Texas State. Is that on y'all's mind at all? Does that add a little extra motivation thinking about those games, especially after losing to them last year?
To me, not really at all. It's just another team to me. Like I said, 5 losses. Never lost 5 times in the season of my life. So I'm not trying to lose to anybody, whether we are up 10-0 in the series or down 10-0. Now, I mean, I'd be wrong to sit here and say, come UTSA week, I wouldn't be hyped up. But I'm not really, too pressed about it.
Last year, you were unknown. Everybody knows about you now. You guys are predicted to win the division now. How different is it for you being the hunted instead of being the hunter?
Like I said, I really don't put too much thought into that. So I really couldn't, I guess I always feel like the underdog. And I guess being the hunted is a little better because now they're coming for you, so you better bring it.
Looking at this wide receiver room, Ashton Hawkins, he left. It almost vacates that spot next to Joey Hobart. Do you feel like you've taken on that leadership role and that you've almost moved up, going up a year into the system, coming in as almost the experienced guy out there? Do you feel like you've moved up in that wide receiver rotation?
I guess you could say that. But to be honest, I've always felt like I've been, that guy. So it's just another day. Coming from UIW, I didn't have to learn the playbook and things like that. And that's how I ended up on the outside, learning the outside and the inside. So even though my role may not have been as great, maybe during the season from the outside looking in, like I know what I could do, the coaches know what I could do, the players know what I can do. So I feel like I've always, led by example, if you could put it that way, and just play my role. But yeah, I may have stepped up a little bit.
Do you think you and Ishmati are the best kick return duo in the nation?
Oh yeah, most definitely. Most def. Y'all gonna see. Yeah.
You
For
know,
cosign from Josh Eaton.
going back to that 22-year ID card word, it almost feels eerily similar to, this year at Texas State. Carter Word, won their first conference championship, and then they took the next step further. It feels like Texas State has that potential. Do you see that with this team taking that next step forward?
Oh yeah, I definitely see it with this team. You know how first year things go, but I feel like this coming up year, like I feel like we really are like the team camaraderie is great, and our coaches, we're all like locked in, and I really feel like I've been on a lot of championship teams, and I feel like this is a championship team.